Well, blessings and welcome everybody to another episode of the Emerald Paradigm. And what a special one it is today. Yes?
Yeah.
We're sitting in Lune's beautiful sacred space. I've got to tell you, you have to come in person to see because it is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You did such a great job
Thank you.
putting this sacred space together.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm so glad that, so happy, so blessed that you're here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice to have the space to share with you, you know.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
It is amazing. And to share, of course, with the viewers. And what about a great gratitude to the 1,000+ subscribers? Yes, we're so very grateful.
Yeah, what a milestone.
It is.
It's like your first one that you have your eyes set on YouTube. Like, okay, when we get 1,000 subscribers, like, okay, like we're in. So that's really nice.
We're so very grateful. You know, this started as an experiment, but a committed project. And we love the comments. We love, you know, to hear that you're watching and that, you know, the discussions are speaking to you in some way, right? Or helping, and we're grateful. And so today we had a mutual, right, feeling that we wanted to do something different. And that's going to be part of the theme of the Emerald Paradigms because we love the teachings, and of course, that's the foundation. But we want to bring playfulness and spontaneity to it as well, right?
Right.
We kind of felt that this was a perfect time. 6 planets in retrograde. Today is Sunday, July 1st. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. The energy has been crazy.
Hasn't it?
It's been just, it's good. I don't want to say it's a bad, but it's just unpredictable. And those things like recording videos, it's difficult. It's been difficult for us to like get our schedules together, everything, you know, so.
Without a doubt. You know, one of the places I feel that we feel it is in scheduling, as we know that is part of the, you know, retrograde communications and even the technology. I know that you mentioned that you had some technology issues.
I have.
Right, with your phone.
Yeah.
And I can't believe what's going on.
Yeah,
it's like the electronics.
I like to think that we're influenced, you know, but we can rise above it. But there's also let's work with it too. You know, let's not necessarily fight the current in a retrograde. Let's make it work for us. And that's part of the reason why us changing this up today is such a, like, it just flows so well.
You make it work. You go with the flow. I love that. By the way, because I'm not a big retrograde, you know, advocate. And what I mean by that is that I, of course, honor the fact that the planets are going in a rotation, you know, in one direction or another. But I do invite people not to let it influence to the degree where we're not leaving the house, we're not making plans, you know, we're not being functional because there's a retrograde. Never mind that there's 6 retrogrades going on right now. So I love what you're saying. Rise above it, right?
Definitely.
And do something different.
Yeah,
you know, go with the flow and make it work.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So we thought it would be a perfect time to do a reading of some sort, to provide some insight. We didn't even talk about, typically we have a theme that we don't go into depth before we've actually like sat down to record, but we don't even have a theme. We're gonna let the cards like kind of inspire us, talk a little. This isn't gonna be super long like some of the other ones. We want it to be, we also have talked about like diversifying our channel in terms of, you know, making shorter videos, longer videos, this or that, the ones that are teachings, keep it interesting, keep it, you know, playful, and then see what resonates most with you guys too, because that's a nice way for us to be led in a degree of, you know, what works best, what's going on. So we've each chosen a deck to work with today, and we've actually chosen 2 stones because we like the concept of some type of interaction, you know, where you can feel like you had some type of will in choosing, you know, this card or that card. So I think what we're going to do is pull 2 cards for, or maybe 4, what do you think, for each, if there's 2 options, let's say here. You know what, let's grab one more. We'll do 3. I'm going to go with this fire quartz.
Okay, perfect.
So we've got a chrysocolla, a carnelian, and a fire quartz. And we're going to pull 2 cards each for each one, and we'll kind of work that way, right? How does
Absolutely,
that sound?
that sounds perfect.
So we'll shuffle and just,
Perfect.
you know, we'll do our respective cards. I'm using the Mystic Mondays deck, which is one of my favorite tarot decks. It's like really bright, and I don't know, I really resonate with this deck. Sometimes it's surprising, you know, which decks you end up resonating. You'll get a box and be like, oh, I can't wait to use these, and you get it home and you're like, it's not really, it's not really doing it for me.
I'll tell you what, I have about 30 decks, and I have 2 that are my ultimate favorite. And whenever somebody comes in for a reading, I most likely use them.
Those.
And one of them is this deck, the Psychic Tarot. I don't know, it just speaks to me. I'm able to see the windows of portals, you know, beyond the cards when I use it. So I love it.
Try not to be too noisy. I gotta get a cloth for here if we're gonna do card stuff.
Oh, okay. That's true. Well, it's kind of that little ASMR sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know about ASMR before?
I didn't.
Yeah, but you know what it is, like when it makes sense, like when you hear it, right?
Actually, there was someone who left a comment that we should do a series on that together.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Yes.
Like a healing session.
Okay.
I normally shuffle my cards like playing cards, so that's why I'm always awkward when I do it this way, but it works.
Okay.
Alright, so I usually just like cut my deck. Everybody has their own way of doing it too, you know? And I'll just pull 1, and then 2, and then 3. Maybe we could do it this way.
Okay.
And then we'll do another. You can put 1 on each, and we'll have like a two ways to look into it kind of thing. Excuse me.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, great. Alright, so just to let you guys know again, there's 3 groups here. One is Chrysicola, which is for the throat and heart chakra. It's great for relationships. Not that they necessarily are going to play in, we don't know, but just to give you an idea, if it, you know, connect easier. We have Carnelian, which is sacral, creative, emotional, joy, you know, the womb, stuff like that. And then we have a fire quartz, which is also a bit earthy, but I think it has a nice balance and works well with the crown and root. So it's got that like kind of like both going on. So it's a nice choice. It's for
I think it's a
balance.
very balanced, right? Balance. Yeah.
Oh, and I have to point out that Blanca today gave me this Costa Rica candle, which smells so good. I love passion fruit. It's like my favorite fruit. But it's Costa Rica because we're planning a retreat in Costa Rica April 2019. So we haven't even put it online yet, but we thought that we should start to mention it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to light my candle and I'm going to put it in the video so we can share. Because it's too perfect, you know.
It's really exciting. So, you know, stay tuned to, you know, learn more about it. You can follow us on Facebook because we have a pretty big platform, you know, in Amor Paradigm. And so we're really excited about this incredible retreat that is going to be sacred. I'm very grounding and very transforming.
Yeah, transforming is the thing. We've kind of, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but there's a phoenix element, I'll just say, you know, healing and a rebirth and a like stepping into that version, you know.
I want to join even though I'm doing the retreat. Right?
All right, wonderful. So, you know what? Maybe we'll even separate the cards again and we'll kind of read that way. So, we're going to go with the first one. I'll let you go first, you know.
Oh, okay. And I don't know, I just feel as you know, we're talking about Costa Rica, accelerated motion, you know. Wow, this card really harmonizes, you know, especially where we are right now, because I don't know about the audience, but things, energy, the frequency, movement, vibration is very accelerated right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is happening because we need to assimilate it, you know. And again, I don't know if it was in a workshop or a class that we were doing where I was talking about laying the foundation. You know, the new paradigm, this new space that we find ourselves in is still very infantile, you know? Yeah. And so all of this, you know, we could call it almost excessive energy, cosmic energy and celestial energy is being presented here so that we can lay that foundation. You know.
Yeah.
So accelerated motion is manifestation of things. You know, the movement of things happening very quickly. So it's a very positive, inspiring card, and that be open to the changes that are coming, to completion and things happening very quickly. I
see that for sure, and it's definitely around.
That?
Yes. Yeah. I think I would have picked Chrysocolla, you know, if I had to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely seeing that, and I see it for all of us, and it can be challenging, like, you know, but you know, I love that you said foundation, because it's like, fall back to your foundation, keep that there. You not fall back, but rely on it, lean on it, like step on that foundation, and know that as long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're like I almost say it like the root, root of the purpose or the nature. As long as that's connected to the expansion, to the excel thing, then we're just in a much better place of maintaining that too. I don't know, like, if that comes in, but we'll see. Oh, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. Well, first of all, just even the infinity symbol here really speaks to me, powerful, like right off the bat. The Two of Pentacles. Pentacles are a material, an earthy, home-based kind of element here. And the two is balance and harmony and working together. So remember, you know, that everyone right now is in an accelerated point. I think that we have to bring that in, because in these retrogrades, it's a very easy time for us to get into an argument or say something we didn't mean to, or you know, just like there's a wobble there. So to just take more care, of course. But I just see this so much as like that acceleration potentially for some of you who have chosen this one to come from partnerships.
Yes, totally. I'm like salivating over here saying, like, I see in partnerships.
Yeah, you know, so if that's playing out for you, this could be friendships, it could be business partnerships, it could be teacher-student, it could be romantic, but you might either need, as in it would be a good challenge for you to accept that I might do better working with someone. Like, yes, I can do this on my own, but other people bring in a different flavor, another twist, another, like, their what they do, you know. Blanca and I have a very similar mindset of what's important to us, and you know, our beliefs in a lot of ways, but we're very different people. I mean, just look at us, you know, like, we're very different. But oh, that was very loud. I feel like I just shouted it. I'm like, what? But, you know, there's such a beauty in that, and I think that it would do us good to try it out if we feel any apprehension to that, you know, to like taking someone on with our thing. However, I want to remind us as, not a warning, but, you know, this is definitely a good card, but don't try to carry someone with you if they're not ready. Yes. If someone is planted, if someone is, you know, it's just not that, it's not them then. That's not what we're talking about. It's not going to happen with that person. It's okay. You know, you can love someone and still detach from them and have your own accelerated growth. So just to pair that in.
Absolutely. I love what you said there. But I love it that it has partnerships, because for those who just watched the last discussion, which was on relationships, complementary energies, and so that is so in harmony, right, with what we discussed in that show, and how this accelerated time, right, is about partnerships.
Definitely.
Love it.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, you could go first.
Okay, so we've got the carnelian, which I love. Doesn't it look like a little crab shell?
It's beautiful. I love the energy, the vibrancy that's coming out of that stone.
All right, we have the Four of Wands. So for me, this is about creating stability through thoughts. Stabilize your thoughts, build from your thoughts. Know that, you know, as above, so below. Everything comes from first inspiration or an idea or something. So this is asking us to buckle down on one of them, you know, choose, make a decision. What are you trying to build? It doesn't have to be materialized right away, but what can we build from our thoughts? And is there something kind of that we need to watch out for in terms of, I don't want to say infiltration, but is it static? Is it all over the place? Is it distracted? Is it easily influenced? There's such a power in the square. You know, it's so stable and sturdy. This is asking us, in my opinion, to to stabilize our mind, you know, put that strength there. And if you already have that and you consider yourself to be, I would encourage you to take one more look just to make sure, like go around the house and make sure all the windows are locked one more time before you're okay with that, because it is bringing up as like a reminder for us, you know, like just make sure, double check, even if you're very convinced that, you know, oh no, my mind is good, I'm always on track or whatever. It's a reminder. Let's check that again. But know how much power and how much you can grow off of this, you know, off of that first dimension of building, you know. So think about planning. Again, retrogrades. It's not always the best time for action, you know. This is why we're taking this more, you know, playful approach to this video, which I love. So build in your mind, plan, get some ideas out, write them down if you can do that, or draw them out or whatever. But get that in your mind. It's very mental for me, and that stability, mental stability. Anything you want to add? I'm sorry.
I agree with everything you said. It's very dimensional. And even though it's dimensional, the four you know, legs are really talking about structure. You know, structure. So stability, feeling supported, I feel. Feeling supported that we don't really ever do anything alone, you know. And that if you feel like if you need to do things alone, then there's an invitation for you to step out of that, you know, comfort zone, to allow others, because it really is about the collective.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Yeah, I love that.
Let's see what yours adds to that.
Ooh. I love the cards.
Oh, beautiful.
It's probably one of the best cards in the Psychic Tarot, which is New Beginnings. Why? Because, you know, it's a promise card that whatever we have, whatever has transpired, whatever we've endured, whatever we've persevered, whatever we've experienced is always taking us to that next place of a new experience. It's a card of initiation, saying because of all the work that we've invested, whether it's meditation or healing, you know, purifying, or even crying, you know, and being in a state where we feel that we need to isolate. Every choice that we make is a contribution, whether we realize it or not, towards what? A new beginning. You know?
And I love this paired with it too, that like mental new beginning too, you know, like think about it, plan it out too, like I see it there.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because it's the carnelian, which is a sacral stone, and new beginnings is about creation, which is the sacral energy. You know, there's an invitation with this to step out of your comfort zone, to be creative. You know, use your visualization, your imagination, because I feel a lot of excitement in the card to take you to the next manifestation of creation. What do you visualize? What do you know, allow yourself the joy of that energy. Yes?
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
totally.
I totally love that card.
All right.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do it both at the same time this time. Who's first? All right, I'll go. 8 of Cups. Isn't it a beautiful image?
Yes.
It's about
I see
introspection. A lot of introspection. You might feel like there's a lot of options right now, or that you're having a lot of trying to even figure out your emotions, like what feels the best to you, which way should I go, but definitely, it's like almost like there's no moon necessarily in here. I mean, I guess that could be the moon, but I feel a lot of moon energy with this, like the phases of the moon, let's say, and like how quickly the moon moves through each zodiac sign, which is like 2.5 days or so. So it's like a moodiness, like it's asking us to take a peek at like where are these moods coming from, what's true to us perhaps, and which one are we going to let lead us, or like are we going to attach to one, are we going to watch them? So it's a lot of awareness and introspective on like an emotional level I'm getting from this one today. It's funny, I could read the same card and I'll get it totally different another time, right?
Me too. And I feel that there's a connection, so if you allow me, between the cards, and it's authority. You know, authority. And I just want to take it a little closer because I want you to just kind of experience. And, you know, there's no right or wrong. It's always about our perception. But there's a little bit of control in this card, right? Because we could hear the word authority and say like, oh, I'm in charge, I'm a leader, right? But that's not the energy that this card is necessarily vibrating. It is more about control, right? And so when I was hearing you and hearing the word introspection, is allow yourself the space to really honor you and what you feel, your calling, you know, like how you desire to grow, and to disconnect yourself from any energies that may be surrounding you that are controlling or overpowering, you know, authoritative. You know, it says authority, and so, yeah, you know, people, people. I was gonna say places and things, but now I'm feeling people that try to control us, you know, with their energy. And
relying on our feelings to let us know this doesn't feel right would be a great tool. Absolutely. Because we know, you know, sometimes we chalk it up to like, oh, let me give it another chance, or maybe I was in a mood, but this is telling you to lean on your feelings and reflect on them and see.
Isn't that something? How I feel that they're very engaged, these two cards, because, you know, I also see, I don't know if you see in your card, but almost like a keyhole.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Totally.
And so that kind of almost says, remember that there's always another choice, is what I feel. There's like, always another choice.
Like just an example of somebody in your life is making you feel a certain way and they're judging you and it feels wrong, but you feel like, oh, I have to because they're the authority, or I have to because, you know, for whatever reason, you know, whatever your situation might be. But like, there is always a way out. There's always another option. There's always another fish in the sea kind of thing, if it falls into that, or choice in terms of your career or work or anything really.
How do we connect the firestone, right?
I'd say, fire quartz. I would say it's very good for working with that. It's
clarity,
empowering,
right?
Clarity, empowering, alignment, so that you're true to yourself, so you can feel and act and work from that place of truth within you, I would say. And it has energy. It has like you know, like so maybe it helps to inspire, you know, give you that boost of confidence perhaps, or something.
It has intuitive insight, you know. And so I kind of almost feel like when we're fearful, then there's another layer above us. Of course, there's many layers that can supersede that fear, apprehension, to say, I could do this.
Absolutely.
You know, I can do this. I deserve this. I'm deserving of this. Did I just say that?
Well, I deserve this, but no, absolutely.
Because I'm kind of hearing it as I'm saying it.
And there's almost like a rebirth energy now coming up with the fire thing. Maybe it's the phoenix in my mind or something, but that like, it's okay. Like this can burn. It will be reborn, or I don't know, something like that was just came up. I love that. I love all these stones. I don't think there's a stone I met that like I don't like.
They all have their unique character, and of course we all know that they represent something energetically as well. And so, you know, it's like jewelry or something. You know, you want to wear a different one every day. The stones are that way as well. That we recognize that from day to day, moment to moment, you know, we may need some support and right. Expression or stability, clarity, and so the stones are such great companions to help us in those different stages.
Absolutely. I always suggest when people are like first, like they're building their collection, well, how do I work with them? What do I do? Like, keep one on you. Keep one on you through the day. If they're small like this, put one in your pocket, keep it on you. But how do you select? Use like dowsing or even your pendulum, you know, like ask, show me the best stone for today. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? And something, you know, there's body pendulum, there's muscle testing, flip a coin, whatever you need to do, but just have something that helps you to build your intuition or trust your intuition more, I would say.
I love that you said that, because I used to recommend when I taught the chakra classes, I love spontaneity in triggering your intuition to speak. And so I would recommend that each stone that represented a chakra, you place it in a pouch, all of them. And then randomly, well, not really randomly, intuitively
choose.
Allow your intuition to select one. Because sometimes we do get in the way, you know, like, and when we tap into that intuitive channel, it expands. You know, the more we use it, it says, use me more, use me more.
Absolutely. You start getting more messages. You start, like, things start talking to you, to say. You know, I think that's just the best way you can say it. Universe talks to you. Stuff is going to talk to you, you know, so. And
so I love what you're saying. And maybe you want to use a pouch, you know, with your, if you have chakra stones, or even guiding stones, and allow your intuition to guide you to which one you need every morning, right?
It helps you to connect with them too. Like, even if it was just at that, like, okay, I've had this crystal in my pocket all day. Like, what did I notice? Like, what did I feel like it helped me with? And then when you build up a knowledge, you're like, okay, I'm going to be recording today, or I need to talk to so-and-so. I better put a nice throat chakra, you know, keep a nice throat chakra when you can make, you know, a little bit more about the decision for yourself, you know. But if you're not there yet, or even if you just want to be playful or you know, connect with them differently, I think that's always a good idea. But having them with you is a big part of it, because that's how you're going to really use them. Like, yes, you can use them for meditation, you can put them under your pillow, like, sure, but they're tools that stabilize throughout the day, and that's when we get hit from all these angles, you know, so it's just better that way.
Yes.
That's why jewelry is so nice.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have anything gemstone today,
like
right?
Yeah,
I don't know why, I don't know.
Oh, you have your amber ring.
Oh, yes, that's right.
There you go.
That's right, there you go.
Yeah.
I always have to have something. Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed the retrograde reading, we're going to call it, right?
That's a good one,
Yeah. And again, to remember to not, while we honor the fact that the planets and energetically there is a fluctuation, and we recognize it, you know, like there is some interference and stuff, not to allow it to influence, you know, to a place where we feel paralyzed or that we feel that, you know, disempowered. Because that's not the point. Right.
No, it's about learning to work with it. It's not about... And awareness helps. Like, yes. Will it stop me from, like, snapping at someone? Like, yeah, it will. It will help me to have that awareness. Like, if I'm mad at my partner, if he does something stupid or something, you know, I can be like, okay, if I say this right now, it's probably going to be heard wrong. Or it's probably going to come off this way. So, it just gives us a moment to, like, take a minute. Just take a minute. Take a night if you have to before you act on something major. And that's okay. We could all use a little time. We're in, you know, regardless of what stone you chose, we are in a time of acceleration. You know, absolutely.
Yes.
So
it's so great that the cards highlighted that. You know, change, movement. And the best thing that we could do is always be in movement. The universe is always in movement, you know, even though when we feel that nothing's changing, everything is. Because if there's one thing that's constant, is that the universal force is always in movement.
You know, I heard something which a couple of years ago, but it made such an impact on me. It's like we picture the sun and we're just there, and you know, we're spinning around it, but like that's not how it is. The sun is moving. The sun is going, and we're going along with it. You know, and that changed. Like I knew it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that is so different than just sitting chilling out on our, you know, our little thing here. It's really cool. I don't know.
It is cool, right? And that's the thing, you know. I guess that's why, you know, I almost feel like I want to say that again, in that life itself, you know, certain situations, the waiting game, you know, we wait, and the time, and sometimes it does feel like that is over us, right? And yet, like the sun, you know, if we look and we recognize that the the universal force and everything within it is constantly in movement. It should bring an inspiration, I feel, or a hope that nothing that is present now, especially if it's unpleasant, is going to be in that state forever. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that there's a promise that there's going to be a movement.
Right.
Of situations, of cause and effect, of anything. Because we are movement itself.
Right. And you can work with that by just knowing what you want and expecting the best and like manifest. Focus on what you want because change is going to come, you know? So like let's have it, you know, again, going with the flow, like working, making it go for us instead of like, you know, I just hate to think anyone is ever feeling like it's just chaos. And you don't have yes, you can't help the world from changing. The world's going to change. If you wanted things to stay still, well, I think you're going to be out of luck. But, like, you just keep focusing on what you want is what I'm trying to spit out here. And that helps so that when those changes come, they're working for you to get there as well. So, I don't know. I could ramble forever. So, all right. We hope that you enjoyed this again. Yes. We'll try to say goodbye again. It's always hard to say goodbye. And, you know, let us know, of course, and everything. We're just excited. We're happy. And, you know, we're just sending you love because there's so much love over here.
Yes. We are. We're so grateful and we're so excited to be part of, you know, this incredible collective new change. And we hope that we're providing in some way, you know, some encouragement, some inspiration, whatever it is that you need to allow you to be part of that, you know, change and amazing excitement that the universe is collectively holding right now. Yes?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, we love you. And we want to hear how you like, you know, the improv meeting. And until next time, of course, we always leave you with our love, with our light, and with our peace. And may you be blessed today and always. Yes.
Always.
Love you.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye.